friends, this is the Cryptonian. Welcome back to my channel. We're taking a look at Bitcoin and the market. Bitcoin currently 40,090. 40,090. Congratulations to everyone who's holding Bitcoin. We are now at 40,000. 40,000 is not only a new high for the year since January, but it's the first time that we've hit this price point in 19 months since we've had the bear market. So everything's looking very, very positive right now, very strong. That being said, we have to be careful here. And I've been saying this for some time. Reason is that we're seeing we are overextended on the 4 hours. So the beginning of the week this week could be a little bit flat. We may see Monday be a little bit flat, Tuesday may be a little bit flat before we actually push higher this week. Do I think that we could go higher? I do. Do I think it's going to be this week? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Right now we're overextended. We see these red dots on the 4 hour. So that means we have to cool off here. We haven't seen these red dots since back here. This was on, let's see, this was in November. November 9th is the last time on the 4 hour that we saw an overextended RSI. When we hit that overextended RSI, we had a correction, and that correction led us back down to the bottom of the range right here. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that we have to have a correction immediately, but I do think that we could have a loss of momentum here, maybe sideways consolidation, or maybe even a pullback, and a pullback maybe to 38, 39. 38,800 is where we have that 30-day moving average. And we can see here down on the volatility mod, Cryptonian volatility mod, this is the indicator that I created. You can see that we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum here. We have changed from the blue line to the yellow line, and that yellow line is starting to appear. That's showing us that we're losing momentum up in this upper area. Now, that's not surprising because we have a white line of rising resistance, and we're at that line of resistance right now. Okay? So although we had a nice strong breakout, we are due for some type of sideways consolidation or some kind of a pullback here. Now, that being said, that's only one of the concerns at this price level. We can see that also we have only about 3% from where we are now, which is this level, up to massive resistance at the 0.5 Fibonacci. And that is starting at 41,000, around 41,200. And so that's only about 3% from where we are now. Then we have more resistance at 42,061. This is that yellow line. That resistance is price point resistance. Now, that being said, 4 hour, we are overextended, overheated on the RSI, 75. Price cycle bullish, EMA trend bullish, right? EMA trend is nice and bullish. We can see that because we are in the green cloud. Volume trend, we are seeing some selling, a little bit of distribution here on the volume mod. Not very concerning at all, because we are making new highs here, of course. The volatility is still in expansion. We can see that the background is light blue. So we're still in expansion, so we're still experiencing some strength here. Okay. Now, we could hit this $41,000, $42,000 area probably with any time between now and this week, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we could either continue to rise higher and hit this resistance with a very high RSI, or we could have a little bit of a pullback, consolidation, and then a move higher. And that seems to be what Bitcoin has been doing. Bitcoin likes to push higher, consolidate a little bit, push higher, consolidate a little bit, push higher. And we've seen this on the 2 hour and 1 hour. So you can look at this pattern. We've seen this here, sideways consolidation, move higher, impulse, sideways consolidation, and then a move higher with an impulse. So we could see that continue if we have some type of consolidation here and then push higher. This is going to be a very, very interesting week. We could be moving much higher earlier in the week, like Monday, Tuesday, or it could take us a little bit more time to move higher. Maybe, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or we may even be consolidating or moving lower in a correction this week. That being said, everything still is looking very strong for Bitcoin. Taking a look on the daily RSI 71. So we still do have room to move higher on the daily RSI. Daily RSI here is only beginning to expand on the volatility mod. So that's showing a very strong move here. Okay. Now again, I want to give a word of caution. We are only 3% from a massive resistance, and I'll explain that in a moment. RSI 71 here on the daily, EMA trend bullish, still in accumulation. There's no significant selling right now, and we are in expansion, and we are currently rising. Typically, whenever we see this very strong move, we've seen this as a tertiary or last move before a major correction or a significant correction. Like, let me give you an example. Here we see this type of a move right here. This is that kind of a move where we went up with strength, consolidated, and then we broke out and we went into a new expansive phase right here. And that's exactly what we're doing right now, right? We see this expansive phase here, and then we continue to go higher, or should I say consolidate for a little bit. New expansion phase, breaking out higher. But look what happened after that. After that push higher, we had a significant correction. We went down, bounced a little bit, and then we just went down farther from there in a healthy downtrend, which is bullish. It's called a bull flag. Okay, so I would say buying here is very risky. If you're a day trader and you're experienced, well, then that's different. But purchasing here for long-term investment or midterm, not a good idea, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but we could reverse, and in a significant way, anytime. It could be here, it could be 42, 43, but why take chances? This area is high risk, in my opinion. We're getting close to the end of the year where we're going to see some selling take place, and we may not see the ETF approval until Q1 of next year. We're not really sure. In my opinion, that's what's really driving this buying, preparation for that ETF. That being said, everything here looks good, totally bullish, very strong. Going to the weekly, we can see, look at this on the weekly. This is very, very important. We are seeing continued red dots showing overextension of the RSI. RSI right now 79. We're pushing up 79 on a Sunday. So this is showing hysteria, and this is showing a lot of greed right now. And of course, that's what we see here on the greed index, crypto fear and greed, 73. So a word of caution, be very careful here. Now, what I expect to see in this area, this resistance area between 41,191 and 47,173, in this area of resistance, I'm expecting to see some profit taking here. So if you're a long-term investor or a long-term holder, and what I mean long-term is this year alone from, maybe 16, 17,000, or maybe this area here, taking some profits here, maybe, 20, 30% profits, not a bad idea. Because I think ultimately, even if we go to 45, 46, 47, I think we're going to have some type of a correction here. That correction typically, historically, 30 to 60%. So if we have a correction of, let's say, if we go to the middle of this resistance line and we correct 30%, that's going to bring us right back down to about 30,000, 31,000. And that's going to bring us here perfectly right at our breakout point right here. Okay? So if we have that 30% correction after hitting maybe, I don't know, maybe if we hit around 42, 43, 44,000, then buying now is only going to result in some kind of a loss when we do have that correction. Now, is a correction guaranteed to come down to 30,000? No, it's not. No. And we are seeing a little bit of a change of behavior here, because this is very, very bullish, very strong. At this time of year, at this time in the cycle, that's a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. So that being said, there's no guarantees that will come down to the 30,000. So we could push up and then maybe come back down to, I don't know, 38, 34, 35, maybe 36, 37, something like that, and then move higher from there. So, but I will say that you want to buy the dips. You don't want to, for long-term investing, to get the best price, you buy the dips. You don't want to buy these aggressive pushes to the upside when everyone is greedy, right? Because eventually there will be some kind of a correction, and if you're buying here, there's a high probability that you could be in negative when the correction occurs. So that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great weekend, and it's going to be a very interesting week. You can see here that we are starting to go green on a lot of these projects here. We did just get a change, a restart of the week. So that's why a lot of these are flat, but a lot of these are 5%, 6%. When we go to CoinGecko, we can see that we're having a lot of coins in profit. So anyway, take care, friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We'd love to have you for the Crypto Bull Run 2024. It's going to be great. And please click like. It really helps out this channel to grow. Thanks. See you next time.